We have a lot of people who end up in the criminal justice system who have a diagnosis of either a serious mental illness or an IQ that qualifies them, or other diagnosis that qualifies them as developmentally disabled. And the reality is that these people need to be treated differently.
The importance of the docket, as I see it, is that you have a group of judges, a group of probation officers, a group of mental health professionals who all have a specialty in the area of either mental health or developmental disabilities.
We start off right from the beginning as a collaborative unit. We work with case managers, jail liaisons from the mental health agencies.
The liaison is a person that can meet with the client, engage with the client, provide support to the client to make sure they get the needed services in the jail, and also communicate to the courts any extenuating circumstances or anything that the courts may need to know, and also acts as an advocate for the client to the courts.
The people who come before me are just people. They suffer from a number of the same types of problems that everybody, lots of people may encounter in their life. They have addiction issues, they have housing issues, they have family and support issues, just like a lot of other people.
We kind of wrap our arms around this population of people once they become involved in our system.
And I built good rapport with the clients I had because I was like the only person that they ever spoke to that day, or somebody that showed concern or helped them do anything. And so it just made me feel good.
I really enjoy just seeing how getting an offender linked up with a mental health agency, seeing them on medication, like the impact that can have on their life.
We are all trained to do this type of work. We're trained to ask questions in a way that we can get the most relevant information back from a defendant. These are things you don't necessarily get if you aren't doing this type of work on a day-to-day basis.
Over time, things have really improved. I think the communication and the collaboration between the courts and the jail and the community agency has improved tremendously.
We are working towards a program that is always taking into consideration public safety first and then treatment second.
We work with 5 judges and we all work together. We have different case review where we get together, we bring a certain defendant and we discuss things, we go off each other and give each other advice. We're all there to help each other, encourage each other, and also the defendant. It's not just, oh, you get a punishment, it's more ways to help you.
Person with mental illness, they have a lot of courage. Being able to work with someone, to work with a liaison, to work with the jail, to get stabilized on mental health medications, to work with the courts, and to be able to, trust us and invest in their recovery, and then re-enter into the community. They have a lot of resilience, a lot of strength.
I am so fortunate because I cannot imagine doing anything different. It's so rewarding, and I feel so fortunate and grateful that we have this opportunity here and that this docket is here.
Well, it reduces stigma. You get to learn more about mental health and that so many people suffer from it and you might not even know it.
Yeah, I think it helps them not feel so alone, understanding that there's others out there helping to reduce the stigma and just to bring some awareness, maybe even let people know that there are agencies out there they didn't know about, some resources that they didn't know about.
Well, I think it's really great that we put it out for recognition so that we can kind of destigmatize mental health. Having a serious mental illness isn't a choice. It isn't a weakness in your character. It's not something you would choose to do. This is something that's about you that you have no control over.
Mental Health Month is an important way to continue to put issues with mental health and kind of developmental disabilities in the forefront of people's minds, and that we continue to work towards making the system a system that works for people with mental illness and their families. And I think we're doing that in the court.
The mental illness is prevalent in our community. And so getting information out about mental illness, about the resources that's available for people with mental illness is very important. The best way to access services would be to call 211. 211 is a 24-hour social service line, so they could direct you to the agency that's closest to where you reside and it has the services that you're in need of.
You know, to serve people, you have to love them. And you have to be willing to meet them where they are. You have to be willing to help them in their weakest moments, because that's when we see people. This docket allows us to do that, and I'm so proud to be a part of it.